This old guy DIY video has to do with replacing these spark plugs on a 2010 Polaris RZR 800. A hot chick that I know recently got this vehicle. I wanted to replace the spark plugs. When I read about it, it seemed like a kind of a crappy job that was going to take a long time. Some guys talked about cutting out a section of the bed. Other guys said, oh, just take the bolts out. But what we're trying to get to is one plug right there and the other plug there. So without removing the bed, I don't know how a guy would actually make it happen. But I just started taking stuff apart. It took me about an hour just going slowly, and after I'd removed some bolts, then I would pick up on the bed and see if the thing was loose. This is the snorkel for the intake, so I'm going to stick a rag in there before she pressure washes this engine compartment. And then once everything is cleaned up and dried off, I'll get in there and get those plugs. And that should be the last time I ever see the inside of this engine compartment. I hit everything with the pressure washer. I will let it dry for a while. As long as I have the bed off, I'll check the differential fluids and grease the A-arms and all that type of stuff, since I now have easy access. Based on the Polaris website, these are the plugs I need, RC7YC. When I remove the spark plug boot, it looks to me like there's a bunch of sand and crud in there, so I'll blow all that crap out before I try to remove the plug. This is the magic wand I used to blow out that spark plug hole. As I was blowing the thing out, I can see the plug moves around. So I guess it's hard to show you there. That plug is not in there seated firmly. So I'll get it out of there and we'll see what we have. The plug is out. This is what it looks like. So in the course of removing this thing, as I mentioned, it was loose like a little kid's tooth when I started. So I blew out what I could with that magic wand, and then I seated the socket and I turned it about 3 turns. I blew it out with the wand again. Now I'm going to get a shop vac and I'll suck everything I can out of there before I put the new plug in. Here we have the new plug next to the old plug. I'm going to put a little bit of this silicone paste on the threads when I put this thing in there. Hopefully when the next guy tries to remove it, it'll be easy for him. There's also a bunch of dirt here on the inside of the boot. I'll wipe that off before I reinstall the boot. This is what the boot looks like after cleaning, ready for install. I'll go through the same process with plug number 2. You can see what the boot looks like. I don't know how well you can see what's down in there, but there's a bunch of junk in the hole. This is plug number 2. I went through the same process where I dug out the crap that was in the plug recess first. Then I blew it out with the magic wand and compressed air. I turned this a couple of threads, do the same process. Here's what they look like side by side. So I don't know much about these four-wheelers, but I thought the thing was running well with these plugs. I can only imagine what it's going to do when it has brand new fresh plugs in it that are fully seated. Both plugs have been replaced and seated. We have this one that was loose, that one that was just dirty. Now it's the moment of truth. Just a moment ago, the hot chick walked out here. She said, oh, you wrecked my toy. I hope you remember how to put all this stuff back together. I said, well, I remember where most of it goes. I will turn the key and see if it'll start. Well, it started. Previously, it was idling at about 1,200 RPMs. And now it's at 1190, so it went back to home. Doesn't sound quite as rough as it did before. But the fact that it's running is good enough for me. I'll go through and clean up the circuit fittings, the differential oil. I'll get back to you when it's time to put this body back on.